Welcome. Today, we unveil a groundbreaking contribution to trauma science and identity rehabilitation. Mindware engineering challenges conventional views by redefining trauma, not as a psychological wound alone, but as a disruption in the mind's operating system. By integrating insights from neuropsychology, cognitive rehabilitation, somatic therapy, and computational modeling, this approach promises a future where trauma is not just managed, but fully resolved through system-level repair. Let's begin by rethinking how we view the human mind. Conventional therapy models often focus on managing symptoms or reprocessing trauma through talk, exposure, or behavior change. But what if trauma isn't just about memory or emotion? What if it's a software crash, a glitch in the brain's cognitive interface? Mindware engineering makes this case. It proposes that trauma overwhelms the brain's processing system, leaving residual errors in memory, identity, and decision-making. These glitches can persist until the system is debugged. Imagine your mind as a software suite. When we experience trauma, it's like forcing the program to run beyond its designed capacity. The result? Error loops, crashes, frozen scripts. This is the root of PTSD, not weakness. Flashbacks, hypervigilance, disconnection, these aren't symptoms to suppress. They're crash reports. They tell us the mindware is corrupted and needs a patch, not a pill, or just behavioral training. Mindware engineering is not built in isolation. It is a synthesis. From cognitive rehabilitation, it borrows structured relearning and neuroplasticity principles. From Pavio's dual coding theory, it draws on the power of verbal and visual processing. It honors Erikson's psychosocial development stages, but replaces age-based stages with experience-based modules. It incorporates EMDR's neural stimulation and somatic psychology's body-centered insights. Finally, it applies Johnson-Laird's machine cognition model, treating trauma as a logic system malfunction rather than a moral failing. The therapy itself unfolds in 8 transformative sessions. First, we map the glitch. Then we deconstruct inherited life scripts. We use guided imagery and binaural audio to begin patching the system. Somatic cues realign body and mind. Emotions are re-anchored. Identity is realigned. Finally, the entire cognitive system is integrated. Each step uses proven tools like sound therapy, NLP reframing, and immersive visualization to heal the mind at its source. Where most therapies focus on symptom management, mindware engineering goes deeper. It aims to rewrite the system code. This means treating the root problem, not just helping people adapt to their trauma, but guiding them through a true recovery, a software update, not a workaround. The result? Long-term integration, not surface-level regulation. Let's compare. CBT reframes thoughts, useful but limited. EMDR processes trauma, but it often remains bound to specific memories. Cognitive rehab retrains skills, but stops short of emotional repair. Mindware engineering integrates all of these. It's a full system reset, not just emotional, not just cognitive, but total rescripting of the self. Mindware engineering is an exciting new frontier in trauma treatment, but like all pioneering models, it remains in its early stages and calls for empirical validation. Some may critique the metaphor, comparing the mind to software, as overly reductionist, arguing that it risks simplifying the deeply relational and cultural layers of trauma. That's a valid concern. But here's the distinction. Mindware engineering is not meant to replace our understanding of the human experience. It's meant to expand it. As Solberg and Mattia remind us, the most effective interventions are those that build bridges between the biological and the personal, the scientific and the lived. Mindware engineering honors that principle. It pairs structured, neuroscience-informed protocols with expressive tools like guided meditation, narrative reconstruction, and somatic reintegration. It doesn't reduce people to programs. It helps them reclaim their story by repairing the inner architecture that holds that story together. This model deeply aligns with social work principles. It is strengths-based, focusing on innate capacities, not deficits. It is empowerment-driven, helping clients become the agents of their own healing. It is culturally adaptable, flexible to different narrative identities and social realities. And it is trauma-informed, not just in knowledge, but in practice, design, and delivery. Mindware engineering represents a shift in the mental health paradigm. It does not see people as broken. It sees systems that have crashed. It doesn't ask clients to adapt to dysfunction. It guides them to repair it. This theory honors the human capacity for transformation. It calls on us to see trauma not as an end, but as a misalignment. And to remember, with the right tools, all systems can be recalibrated. The future of healing is here. What happens when our life scripts diverge from our genetic blueprint? When society imposes roles that conflict with who we truly are? Identity crisis. Mindware engineering treats this as mindware drift. It recognizes that healing isn't just about recovery, it's about return to clarity, return to purpose, return to the original factory settings of joy and alignment.